Hello, it's David from Tiki Edition, and I'm with you today to explain Perfect Words, our new game to be released at the end of July. A cooperative crosswords and idea associations game. But first, let's see what's in the box. So, in a Perfect Words box, you'll find lots of cards with words written on them, known as word cards, as well as tiles with arrows to create a crossword grid. Perfect Words also comes with pencils, other tokens and a notepad for writing down associations of ideas. But more on that later. What I suggest is that I set up a game and we start together. So, the setup's done. We need 40 cards with which to distribute a word market from which players can draw to create the crossword grid. We also have the arrow tiles, which we keep, numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and stack them from smallest to largest. We leave them at the edge of the table. The first phase is the creation of the grid. The players discuss. They're allowed to say a lot of things. The only thing they're not allowed to say in the game are the associations they have in mind. Because the game is cooperative. So the players will discuss, trying to create a grid, together, that makes sense. For example, the first player will say, "Wait, I've got an idea. Let's start with the anime card." And he'll immediately fill the market with cards. The next player will say, "Great idea. I'll continue. I suggest jungle," and join jungle to anime. The player then picks up an arrow, in this case arrow 1, to arrow this alignment of words, and thus create the first association of our future crossword grid. The next player thinks, "I don't have any ideas, so I'll put London here." Card placement is very simple. In fact, the only rule is to place a word card adjacent to whatever you want. So, since the player doesn't really know, he's not going to add any more meaning to anime plus jungle. He's not going to create a new association. He decides to dodge the issue and place London here. The next player looks at all this and says, "But London, I've got a really good idea. Why don't we use country? True that London plus country should do the trick. We need to arrow," so she chooses the next arrow tile, also opening a new arrow. And so we continue to create the grid, together, so that it makes the most sense. Once the grid is complete, each player takes a sheet from the notepad and writes down for each number the association which, in their opinion, best sums up the words lined up in front of that arrow. For example, for arrow 1, animal plus jungle plus feline, I might write down Bagheera, thinking of the Jungle Book. For association 3, country plus London, I'd definitely write down England. We're off to a good start here. Once each player has written down their 10 associations, it's time to discuss placing the double and the cross tiles together, without mentioning the associations just written down. The double will double the score achieved on an arrow. Here, the players discuss and agree on country plus London. They figure this one should go well. For the cross, it's the other way around. They say, "This association doesn't feel right, so we're going to cancel it." The players discuss and say to themselves that, perhaps, wheel plus flower, it's not all that clear. So they decide to cancel it. Now, the players will reveal the associations in order, in the hope that the other players around the table have thought as they have. Let's start with 1. Animal plus jungle plus feline. Bagheera, Shere Khan, Bagheera. 2 out of 4 of us have written down the same association. This association therefore earns us 1 shell token, just 1. On the contrary, 3. Country plus London, the players say, England, 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 it's a perfect. This association earns us a perfect token, which in itself earns us 2 shells. And as this association received the double, we don't receive one perfect token but two perfect tokens. And that's the grid, having scored all the arrows. Now we simply count the number of shells we've received, together. 11. On the back of the rules, a score of 11 tells us we've been awarded the gold medal. And if we did even better, perhaps we could be awarded amazing, or incredible, or perfect masters. There you have it. I think you know just about everything there is to know about perfect words. Just remember that there's also a competitive variant, for those who prefer it. And I'll see you soon. Bye.